The Starlight Lounge presents An Evening with the Progressive Box.
Oh, what a great audience. Let's dim the lights for this next one. Nope, too much. There it is. Gotta get things just right. Like Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Tell us what you want to pay, and we help you find coverage options that fit your budget. And now, the mood is right. Wait, the lights are back on again. Trudy, can you? And now it's completely dark.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Blog Talk Radio.
The beginning is a very important topic. Too many people think beginnings are simple. They're not. The beginning is the time when everything is fragile. Everything is a challenge. But endings. Now endings are definitive. They're the end of everything. The door to a new story. But not this time. But not this time.
saying. I'm your host, Yvonne Mason, and I don't know what has happened to my guest, Cypher. I know they had a show tonight in Canada. Maybe they'll call in later. If not, that was one of their new songs, Everything Ends. And what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, since they haven't called in, we're just going to go on with a show. This is an opportune time for me to talk about something that has been happening in the indie world. And before I get to that, I want to thank all of y'all for joining me tonight and for sharing this show. Because of all of y'all, this show has reached 119,000-plus listeners just on the show. And I really want to thank Australia. You guys rock. Y'all just keep supporting this show. They are our biggest listener base, ladies and gentlemen, and I appreciate them so, so much. Also, we are on Spotify. And I'm having a hard time. I don't understand why Spreaker put it under songs as opposed to podcast. So if you have a Spotify account, go on under songs, put in Off the Chain Yvonne Mason, see if you can bring it up. I got it on my computer, but my friend can't get it on his phone. So if you get it, let me know. If not, I'll say how we can fix it. Before we start the show in earnest, I want to run two announcements by two of our corporate sponsors. As all of you all know, there are two ways you can get on the show. One, you can come on and be interviewed. And two, you can become a corporate sponsor, and it's real cheap, ladies and gentlemen, for $10 for 30 days. I mean, you can't even buy a cup of coffee for that. I'll run your ad, and if I have to reschedule shows, as most of y'all know, my husband is very, very ill, and I may have to reschedule some shows. And if I do, I continue to run your ad. You don't lose out on anything. You will get your money's worth and then some. And I don't do it to make money. I do it because I want every one of you to succeed. It is very important to me that you succeed because I only become as successful as you become. And the way to get in touch with me, either to be on the show or to run an ad, is to contact me on offthechainradio@yahoo.com, and I will give you all the information that you need in order to do one or other or both. And I want to talk about two young ladies that have been with me since I started doing this. One of them is Cece Chamberlain. She has a podcast called Inside Your Life with Cece. It is a motivational, passionate conversation. Cece interviews people who are living their true purpose, whether it be a professional boxer, an author, or even a history enthusiast. She thrives to give you hope for a brighter day with her inspirational words. So download, subscribe, and listen as Cece guides you to pursue your dreams for you to live your best life. You can find her wonderful podcast on podcast.com, iTunes, Google Play, and everywhere else that podcasts are available. Now, because of this show and because of the ads, this next young lady, who's been on the show a couple of times, her books became #1 bestsellers in the country of Australia. And again, Australia, thank you so much. Y'all are just rocking. Diane Mote has a series called the Sam Holden series. And the first in the series is Doggone. And the second in the series is called Dogfight. And the synopsis of this book is wherever a helpless animal whimpers in the dark and wherever the system fails to protect said animal, she'll be there. And she isn't giving up anytime soon. So you've been warned. When Sam Holden receives a tip about a brutal dogfighting ring, she embarks on some of her most dangerous acts of vigilantism yet. The monster known as the puppeteer circles Sam's world as she unknowingly circles his. While they chase each other, will Sam put those she loves most in harm's way in order to break up the ring? With time running out and animals in need, the dangerous life Sam's created begins to eclipse any other life she could ever lead. So go on to Amazon Kindle and pull up Diane Mote, M-O-A-T, and look up her latest book, Dogfight, and also Doggone. Now, again, Cypher has not called in, so we'll get back to them if they do. If not, we're going to move on to something that has been going on in the indie world. And for those of you who have been following me and have been on my friends page, know that I don't put up with bullshit. I don't put up with stupidity. I don't put up with someone trying to be a bully and run over other people. I don't tolerate it. In this industry, it is hard enough to make it without dealing with bullies. And what has happened, there is an author, and yes, I'm going to name names. Her name is Faleena Hopkins. And Miss Hopkins has decided that she is going to trademark a common word, and that word is cocky. Now, she trademarked Cocky Brothers, which is fine. That she says is the name of her series. Now, she is an independent artist. But then she turned around and trademarked the word cocky because all of her books start with the word cocky. Not only did she trademark that word, she also trademarked the font that she put that word in without the permission of Set Sail Studios. Not only did she do all that, ladies and gentlemen, but then she went back and pulled up all the books that were on Amazon that had the word cocky in the title and sent cease and desist letters to the authors and reported them to Amazon. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is narcissistic behavior in the worst way. The word cocky has been around since forever. Now, the definition of cocky is arrogant and rude and sociably inaccessible. That would be Miss Hopkins. She has destroyed several authors by her stupidity. She has created such an upheaval in the indie world that there are would-be writers out there that are scared to death now to publish, afraid that they will be threatened with a lawsuit. It gets better. Miss Hopkins decided that she was going to ask for a temporary restraining order against 3 authors. 2 of them she's suing. 3 of them that she's suing, she tried to get a TRO against him. The judge threw it out. He told her that her trademark was weak at best and that the word cocky was, you can't trademark a word. She used the excuse that her readers are too uneducated and illiterate enough to differentiate between her books and someone else's who has the same title. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am deeply offended by that, even though it was not directed to me. I am deeply pissed off about that because our readers are highly educated. And not only that, but they know how, if they're going to look for a certain book or a certain author, they know how to type that title in or type that author's name in. And if it doesn't look familiar, they know how to go find them. But she said that the word cocky is her brand. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in this industry, we are the brand. I got news for her. A word is not your brand unless you are arrogant, rude, and sociably unacceptable. Then, yes, one could say that is your brand. She has decided that she was the first one to use the word cocky and that nobody else has the right to it. This has set the romance world in the indie world upside down and on its ear. This woman is so arrogant, so self-centered, so selfish, that she absolutely is trying to tear the indie romance world apart. And it's sad because I was among some of the first ones who broke that ceiling years ago and we started becoming, quote, unquote, relevant and credible in the publishing world. When I first started out, and people would say, oh, you're self-published. How dare you? Or your books aren't worth anything. If they were, you'd be published by the Big Six. Bullshit. Big Six has been telling us what to read for centuries. So we broke that ceiling. And the indie world is filled with wonderful authors. Many have been on this show. Many more are to come on this show. And Faleena Hopkins, with one stroke of the pen, is trying to destroy what we have worked so hard for so long to create. Now, her excuse is that Pepsi, Advil, Bear, NASCAR, all these are trademarked. These are companies. She writes books. She does not own the words that go in those books. If she is allowed to trademark this word, ladies and gentlemen, in fact, it has already been tried. Somebody else tried to trademark the word forever. Now, if writers are allowed to trademark words, pretty soon there'll be no words for us to write with, because Miss Hopkins, in her lawsuit, said that they had to go back and take the word cocky, cockiness, cocker, cock out of any of the books that they had written, not just the title. It had to come out of the book, period, because she owned the word. No. And then she had the balls to say, oh, it doesn't take anything to change a title. Oh, but she is so wrong. When we create a title for a book, and and some of these writers did, they went back and spent money to recreate their title, to recreate their book cover, to take down their books from Amazon and from Kindle and from Kobo and from Goodreads and from all these other sites where our books go up. They paid somebody to recreate the title. They had to change their title page. They had to go through their book and remove all the words that Miss Hopkins decided were hers. They had already created their swag, their bookmarks, their pins, their marketing tools. So they'd already spent money on that. They'd spent money on press releases. And they went back and wasted all that money and spent it again. Thousands of dollars, ladies and gentlemen. We have to do our own marketing. We have to pay for this out of our pocket. Now, most of these writers don't make that kind of money. But according to her, it's real easy to change a book title. Well, why don't you change your book titles? Why don't you spend the money? Now, she said that because all these other books had the word cocky in the title, that she was losing sales, and she was seriously thinking about taking their revenue for her sales in a lawsuit. I don't think so. Bring it. This woman has completely lost her ever-loving mind. Now, there were authors that reached out to her, that offered to talk with her, that offered to help her with all of this. She didn't answer. Now, I have to tell you that I read this woman's website, and she writes like a 12-year-old. And one thing that stood out to me was she said, oh, I found out on the Internet that I could self-publish my own book. So I thought, why not write a book? Well, she did. She wrote several. And after this all came out, I went on Amazon and pulled her up and looked at some of the reviews of her books. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, apparently she's cranking out books like, I don't know, water? Because some of the reviews on these books are sad. For instance, one person said that, hold on, and I'll just read it to you. One person made the statement that after she had read this book, that it looked like it was, oh, here we are. Not sure how, this is, what book is this? This is Kaki Rumi, okay? She's got like 16 books. And this person said, not sure how this book has an average 4-star rating, poorly written with a weak plot and weaker characters. There's so many better options through KU. I bought this book because of the ruckus, but that isn't why I'll leave this 1-star review. It isn't. Oh, how it isn't. I don't even know where to begin because nothing I could write could possibly do the truth of it justice. I feel mortified to be a woman today, realizing that the eyes of thousands have been drawn to this book, when all it does is paint us as uneducated, empty-headed simpletons who have insufficient education to tell the difference between literary beauty and drivel. Worse than drivel. I read every word of this book, and every last one of them oozed off the pages to choke me. Is this what women want? Is this the depths to which we have fallen, that we no longer demand skill and elegance from the authors we devote our time and attention to? Where did all the 5-star reviews come from? Where? I don't care about the war surrounding the word cocky. That it even exists is just another insult to romance as a genre and womanhood as a whole. What I care about is that today I and millions of women the world over have been demeaned and degraded, and I would like to unequivocally say that this book, in all its literary ineptitude, does not represent us. Most of us are smarter, most of us demand more, most of us can tell the difference, and most of us do not read drivel with gusto and call it gold. There were no words that were strung together in any order in this book that weren't an affront to everything that is beautiful about literature. It is an abomination, and yes, I am ashamed, so ashamed to know that members of my sex actually read books like these and like them. I love romance, but this book is not romance. It is a compilation of thoughts and phrases that were dredged from the bottom of a rotten barrel. This is another one, 1-star review. This was very hard to finish. The characters were not developed well. The story was poorly written. The whole thing was a total waste of my money. I wish I could return it for a refund. Thank goodness this book was free when I one-clicked it. It dragged along, no twist, just predictable, a.k.a. boring. I recommend saving your money and finding a different author. I'm at a loss for words. There were so many good reviews that I was expecting a really good read, but that was not the case here. I understand that the H was supposed to be cocky, but that is not the impression I got. He was far more of an asshole than cocky. I still continue to read because I don't like to do not finish books. I will not make that mistake again. I wasted money and time. Won't be continuing the series. Bought this because I wanted to see if this was a series I would like to read way before all the brouhaha happened. The brouhaha being her trying to take down authors using the word cocky. I'll be honest, I found this book pretty boring. I was not impressed and definitely won't be continuing the series. Lots of other contemporary series out there better than this one. And it goes on and on and on and on, ladies and gentlemen. And this woman just thinks that she's all that. Oh, here's another one. Just did not finish. The writing was clitched and simple. The read was more like a first draft than a polished novel. The writer should have hired an editor and spent more time on this story and not, let's see, where'd it go? I can't find it now. But it just goes on and on and on and on and on. The writer should have had an editor and spent more time on this story and not cranking out 18 more books about a family of jerks. Don't waste your money or time. There are better indie and traditionally published authors out there. Ladies and gentlemen, these are from her readers. And the sad part is she really believes that by suing other authors, that this is going to change the reviews on her books. Now, I don't read romance. I don't write romance. Don't like it. But there are people that do. And there are people that enjoy writing romance. It sounds to me like that what this woman has done is she was looking for a quick payday. It's not a quick payday out there. In this business, if you're looking to get rich, you're not going to get rich. It ain't going to happen. Because it just isn't going to happen. Now, she's blaming other authors for this, when what she needs to do is go back and look within herself and figure out what she did. She is taking no responsibility for any of her actions. She is blaming the entire indie world for her own failures. And yes, and y'all know I don't use that word very often, but yes, her failures. And her failures were in the fact that she was so busy cranking out drivel that she forgot that her audience is educated, well-read, and know and understand that when you just change the names and the place and the plot is different, you're not being creative. And she cut off her nose to spite her face when she went after these other authors. So, Ms. Hopkins, my advice to you is maybe you should find another line of work. You don't belong in the indie world. You are not one of us. We are a very close-knit, well-oiled machine. And there has been a group of us that broke through that glass ceiling, and we have worked very, very hard to become credible. We have cried together, we have laughed together, we have pushed together to become credible. And with one sweep of the pen, Miss Hopkins, you have put us back 50 years. With one sweep of the pen, you have made the decision that you were better than all of us. Cocky is not your brand, unless you're arrogant, self-centered, rude, crude, and sociably unacceptable. And until you take responsibility for your actions and understand that you created this monster and you were the one that cranked out all these books back to back without putting any meat on the bones, without any flavor, this is all on you. As an indie author, my true crime Silent Scream came out in 2007. When it came out, unbeknownst to me, several other books were out there with that title, because you cannot copyright or trademark a title. You can't. You can't trademark words, not words that we use every single day. Pepsi is a product. Advil is a product. Cocky is a word. There's a difference. So maybe you need to go back to the drawing board. And maybe you need to start over. And maybe you need to find another line of work. I'm talking to Cypher. They are so funny. They're going to call in. They are so funny. I just love these guys. They tickle me to death. Things have been kind of crazy at my house, so they're going to call in. The guy said, I saw the Friday, not Saturday. What number do I need to call? I'm on it. So Michael is going to be calling in, and we're going to be talking to him. They are amazing. Let me run these ads right quick, and we'll get back, and Cypher will be on by then, I hope. And we'll just carry on.
Do you have cougars on your porch swing? Are horses your new best friend? Do your nicest shoes get buried knee-deep in snow as your toes turn blue? Are you bothered by wolves at your woodpile? No, not that kind of wolf. Join wildlife artist and author Nancy Quinn and her family as they discover an exciting new life in Go West, Young Woman, a true Montana adventure. Available online and in bookstores. Or visit QuinnWildlifeArt.com for a personalized signed copy. Critics agree. It's a hoot.
Hi, this is Winona
and Jade inviting you to join us
and our wonderful guests on the And I Thought Women's Cave podcast
on Blog Talk Radio to learn more about our books, the And I Thought series, and
the Misfit Guides. They're available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNobles.com.
Or just to see what your ladies are up to, you can find all of that out on www.andwethought.com.
So peace and love from Winona
and Jade and our books.
Girl,
you know,
silly.
You silly.
Remember,
did you write that? That's funny.
Remember to visit us at andwethought.com.
Hello.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing, girl?
I'm good. How are you?
I can barely hear you because I'm in a very loud concert hall.
I hear it.
Hang on one. I'm right beside the speaker.
Are y'all performing tonight?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Well, see, that's
what I told the audience. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to keep the phone on during it, so this has been a total shit show today. So, but I thought I'd at least make sure we made an appearance.
Of course. Well, I just carried on without you. There was something I need to tell our audience about what's been going on in the indie world. Let me ask you this: if one of the indie artists wanted to copyright a word, let's just say Subversion, they wanted to copyright Subversion. That's a word, and then threatened to sue y'all unless you changed your title. How would you take that?
You can't. You can't copyright a word.
You've been following the Miss Faleena Hopkins debacle?
Oh, no, I haven't had a chance to follow anything right now.
Well,
I've been on the road for a week and a half.
She tried to copyright the word cocky, and she's suing some indie authors. So I was talking about that while I waited on y'all to check in. But I did play opening song, Everything Ends. Tell me about that song.
Oh, cool. That's an old one. Oh, that's an old one, man. Everything Ends. Okay, so Everything Ends was a track that I was on a big heavy metal kick, and I wanted to do a metal EP. And I wrote Everything Ends, and there's a wonderful singer in London named Serena Dorton. And she sings just like an angel, as you can hear on the track.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked Serena to come and sing on that track. and she did. And it's just a great, great track. And unfortunately, it's one that doesn't get played live a lot because Serena's not there, and it doesn't feel right doing it without her. So, but yeah,
well,
it's such a fun song.
It's an amazing song. It is an absolutely amazing, because it is so true. And the only thing that is consistent is change.
Yeah, it's, I mean, the point behind the song was, that was the point I think we switched gears from being a mental health awareness band, even though on the new EP there's certainly some mental health awareness stuff, and to being more of a political / heavy band. And that was the song that we kind of said, well, let's show people what we want to do and see what people think of it. It's actually the second most played song on our Bandcamp site, too. So that's cool.
Well, what I did is I went down. I don't know why I never did get the songs. I don't know what happened, but I just went over to Bandcamp and downloaded that song, and I downloaded Hive Mind and God Things.
Yeah.
And
those are cool tracks.
Yeah, they are. They're absolutely amazing. Now, I want to know what are y'all doing? I know y'all are exploding. Pretty soon you're not even going to have time for the show.
Oh, we're always going to have time for your show. I'm on tour. I'm standing on a street in Peterborough, Ontario, wearing a shirt, tie, and suspenders in a suit, doing your show from outside a packed venue. There's 800 people in there, and I'm outside doing your show, right? Which is wonderful. Which is cool, and I really enjoy that fact. Well, right now we're in the process, literally, of taping a reality TV show about a bunch of bands of different genres being shoved on a bus, and a school bus, no less, not even a real bus, a school bus, and shuttled across the massive expanse that is Ontario for a week, playing every night. We videotape each other with our cell phones because the camera crews are only there for the show. But we have footage for the hotels. Today I had a bit of an argument with our manager, and there was someone there filming it with their cell phone, right? Like, you don't get a minute's peace right now. But it's a lot of fun. I mean, and this is why when I originally thought we were doing yesterday or tomorrow, I had lined up a couple of the artists to come on and talk to you, because there's some amazing, amazing artists on this tour. The talent is off the charts.
Oh, no. We'll have to
There's a young girl.
Show.
We'll just have to do it another time, or I'll get them in contact with you and they can come on, because I really think there's some people that could benefit from your listeners, because there's a beautiful, beautiful singer. Her name is Tiffany DeRozier, and she is a Celine Dion tribute singer. So anybody that can sing Celine Dion has some serious pipes. And not only is she doing Celine Dion, she's doing Leonard Cohen. She's got a great new single out called Fearless that you hear all the guys on the tour walking around the hotel, and like, these are all the metalheads that are on the tour, right? And we're all singing this dance song. It's cool. There's a band from Greece here called Maple Run. Absolutely phenomenal guys. Just great stage presence. And of course, because Jay and I are the old men, we're the tour dads, running around to make sure people don't do the wrong drugs or drink the wrong booze or do all of those important things, like don't take the wrong groupie home, those kind of things. We're the tour dads, because this is old hat for us. But really, we started taking off a couple years ago, really with Real Politic, and then with our newest EP, Cerebral Warfare. We really took a lot of inspiration from Detroit underground rap, which is really weird because it doesn't blend with what we do as music. But we fell in love with it, and there's a couple songs that are very not Cypher-like on the EP. But we advertised it to these Detroit underground rap fans, or juggalos as they call themselves. And they've just been buying this stuff left, right, and center. They love it. And we also did a cover of Pink Floyd's Another Brick in the Wall on the album. We've done a lot. I mean, we're after this tour is over, I'm going to sleep for like a year. because I think I've been high since Sunday. Well, with my medical marijuana on my back, I have to smoke weed constantly when I'm touring. And since I don't have to drive, I just get up and I just start smoking weed from the moment I get up till the moment I go to sleep. I swear I've been high since Sunday, which is fine. But like any tour, it has its glitches. And I mean, Rosner Management has been with us for 2 years, and they're fantastic to us. We have our differences, as pointed out earlier. I had a blow up with the management team on the bus. But the problem is when you're a professional in this business, and to any indie people that are out there listening, indie music artists, if you're a professional in this business, do not let anybody reduce you below that level.
Amen.
And what happens is these tour promoters go, well, things go wrong, sound checks don't get done, and you stick to your rider and you just pull your rider out and you throw it down on the table and go, that's what was required. That's what is required now. Because when you do these tours, you pay the promoter. The promoter to set up the tour. And then the promoter arranges money from the clubs for you to make money. But that promoter is responsible to make sure your rider is agreed to. Now, don't get stupid and ask for like 37 green M&Ms and 15 beers and 27 hookers that look exactly like Padme from Star Wars. Don't be dumb. What do you need to play your show? And then put a little section at the bottom. If available, the following would be nice. Things like, we'd love to have a meal. Please, nothing fried. Don't eat fried food on the road either. It's a horrible idea. Because you just get bloated. But no, little road survival trips. And when people don't be a total ass, and when people don't follow the rider, say, hey, wait a minute, you agreed to this. What can we do to fix it? What can we do to fix it? And if you keep bringing problems and never solutions, then you're never going to be invited back. But at this point in time, I don't care about any of that. With this particular tour, I'm at the point where, like, right now, we're the most unique thing you've got. So you can either play with it or not.
Or we'll take our toys and go home.
Yep. Sorry, I keep checking my phone because I got to be on stage tonight. We're doing something different for the set. Hold on, I got someone that wants to talk to you. Hold on, you got to talk to these people.
Hi.
Hi. This is Yvonne with Off
Hi,
the
Yvonne.
Chain. How are you?
I'm running like a chicken with my head cut off.
Oh, welcome
but
to my
doing
world.
Good.
Well, Michael is one of my favorite people in the entire world. He has been on this show many, many times. I absolutely adore him. And if I ever get to Canada, I would stand in line to buy a ticket to his show.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I'm so proud of all of y'all.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's been.
What y'all are doing is magnificent. Did I lose you?
Sorry if there's a little bit of. No, I'm still here. I'm just trying to not stand in wind.
Yeah, Michael said y'all were
9 minutes.
outside. See, this is why we call the show Off the Chain, because I have no idea where the show goes. and Michael said he's going to send me some names so I can get you guys on the show, because we're heard in over 200 countries. Michael, we are up to 150,000 listeners. We're on Spotify now.
You're doing good.
Yep, we are. And it's because of y'all. It's because of all of my guests and all of my listeners and everybody. So, get me your stuff.
No, we're in the lovely city of Peterborough today.
Oh, good. And it's a chilly, 35 degrees?
It's hot. It's been muggy all week, so I've been soaking through a few shirts, but.
Oh, Lord. Well, I want to know, are you worn out?
Pardon?
I want to know, are y'all already worn out from this tour?
With me, there's a point where I'll get tired and then I'll get overtired, which means that I get awake and goofy.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Where if you try to lay down and go to sleep, you just can't.
I can sleep. It just depends on what time you get back to the hotel. Oh.
Yep.
So you do what you can. I've always said that the first rule of touring is it will beat the hell out of you. The second rule of touring is you sleep when you can, you eat when you can.
And then the third rule of touring is referred to the first rule of touring.
Yes. I agree. I like that one. I'm adding that onto my list.
So are y'all getting ready to do a set, right?
Yep. I'm helping out with playing backing tracks for some of the performers, and then we get to lift my rig up 5 feet to the stage. But one of the bands on tour, Maple Run, have been really, really good with helping me kind of get things moving and set up really quick. So it's been really nice they've been really, really nice and keeping me sane. So barely.
Now, but of course, sanity in this business is relative. Don't you agree?
Pardon?
I said sanity in this business is relative.
It's relative, and it's hard to find. I think I left mine under the couch at home.
Yeah, because you keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, and it never happens. Never ever.
Or I left it on the tour bus, one of the two.
And you'll go back to find it, and somebody's already picked it up.
Somebody's picked it up, and they've adopted it as their own.
There you go. See?
I feel sorry for them.
So where to next? Where y'all going next?
Montreal.
Ooh, that would be a nice place to visit.
Oh, hang on a second. Yes, I'll get to hear us.
See, ladies and gentlemen, I never know what's going to happen on this show. Never know.
Yvonne, I have friends from Greece with me. Your fans want to talk to some dudes from Greece?
Okay, sure. Why not?
All right, this is one of the dudes from Maple Run. Say hi. You're on the radio.
Hello from Maple Run, from Athens, Greece.
How are you? Welcome.
Really enjoying being in Canada and having a tour with the guys.
I heard. Yep.
These guys are awesome. Go on, man. Yeah, Jay's got to run in for a second. Sorry, the guys from Greece were out here having a smoke, so I thought I'd get them to say hi to your people.
Well, and you got to get me hooked up with them so we can get them on the show as well.
We'll get them on the show, absolutely. They'll go on your show, Yvonne. Don't worry. They're looking at me and nodding right now.
Oh, okay, cool. Now.
Yeah. So, sorry, I had to run in to do some. Yes.
That's okay. I don't know if you know how special you and Jay have become to me. And
we appreciate it.
Well, how proud I am of the band and how far y'all have come in a short time. Remember when y'all first started and we had our first 2-hour interview and we played music?
Absolutely.
We talked about a lot of things, and then y'all didn't know if you were going to do the second album or not.
Well, and what's funny about that is we're going back in the studio again to do a full-length album this summer, so we're going to do another one. So I attribute a lot of that. We had a huge explosion in our followers. We had a big explosion in our online sales, and a lot of that are the people at Off the Chain and the people that listen to your show. So we don't have enough awesome things to say about it. It's been such a fantastic experience.
And to watch you and Jay grow and watch the band grow and watch the experience grow, I cannot explain how it fills my heart with love and appreciation and humbleness to know that y'all are part of this show as regulars. You're like my extended family.
Well, we consider you part of the Cypher family too, Yvonne, and it bugs me, and we got to do a proper show, and we'll get the new album to you. Here's my promise. Next month, you figure it out. We'll come on whenever you want us. We'll do a proper show and we'll introduce the album next month or the month after, whatever you want to do.
Okay, we can do that. Now, I still owe y'all T-shirts. You know, I was trying to get y'all T-shirts before my husband.
That's all right. We'll get
it.
it. We'll send. Well, we got new T-shirts. We'll send you some too because I think they're right up your alley. So.
Oh, sweet. Well, what I'm going to do, because it's you, my darling, and because I know you got to get back in, what if we cut this show about 5 minutes short, and you can tell folks where your music can be found and you and Jay can be found, and you go and do your thing, and we'll just cut off
Thank you.
short tonight. You're welcome.
So you can find our music anywhere that there's streaming music, anywhere at all. You can find our music on Bandcamp, Cypher-EBR at bandcamp.com. You can find us on Facebook, where you've got, you can go to the Cypher page and like it. If you do that, every Thursday morning at about 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I do a live broadcast where I just talk about life in the world and what's going on in the wonderful world of the Cypher family. Jay started doing that as well throughout this tour, so up until Sunday, every morning I do live broadcasts, and after every show I do live broadcasts. Tonight, if you are down and want to see us and the performance we're going to put on tonight, I'm going to be handing my cell phone to one of the nice people here shortly, and they're going to live stream our performance to Facebook. The advantage to it is you'll also get to see the amazing Tiffany DeRoger and some beautiful dancers that are working with her tonight, because our set is going to be a little bit of a surprise for the crowd that's here. And we're doing that for fun. But if you are in the Montreal area tomorrow night, we are in Montreal. I cannot pronounce the name of the place that we're at because I don't speak a damn word of French. And that's going to make tomorrow interesting as all hell because I also believe that my Canada doesn't include Quebec. So it's going to be a fun night, but we are playing in Montreal tomorrow night. And we've also got coming up, which I think is really, really, really cool. We're doing a benefit in London, Ontario, to help the Sick Children's Hospital. As someone that had as someone who had a child pass away and was in care of sick children's, it's very close to our heart. If you're in the London, Ontario area, June 24th at Old 765, we're going to be doing that. We just found out today. We've got a beautiful show in London at EVAC with the Data Bats from Toronto and Astronomy Dominea out of Toronto, who are one of our label mates, and we love her to death. Just a lot of stuff going on. If I listed it all, we'd be here for hours. Jay's in the studio working on solo music. I just finished writing and recording my first solo record. That'll be out sometime next year because it's gone off to get remastered and produced and all that stuff because I spend way too much money on this crap. And that usually takes a while. Other than that, I mean, if you want to talk to Cypher, join our page and message us. Join our page. Watch the live broadcast we do just talking. And then
seriously, join their page.
It's a lot of fun. We'll also be do have a new album coming out at the end of the year. It's going to be called Criminal Opinions. We just shot pictures for the album cover last night, and they're so awesome. It's not even funny. Just everywhere you can find us, and we want to hear from you. We don't just want you to join our page and sit there and like the cute pictures of Donald Trump doing horrible things with the jackrabbit on there. I want you to go on there, and I want you to engage us. If you don't agree with stuff that we say, that's great. Don't agree with it. But talk to us about why you don't agree with it. If you don't agree with the way we write our music, great. But talk to us about it. We want to engage our fans. We want to be with you. They're part of a family with us. So that's really where we sit with that, Yvonne, really. But I hate to do this to my fans on Off the Chain because I love them to pieces, but I'm being paid a lot of money to act like an idiot in a minute. So Jay's in there getting set up. I got to go get hidden because I got to hide before our set. It's been a lovely pleasure. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon.
Love you too, sweetheart. Good night.
Bye, Yvonne.
Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Michael Lee, also known as Cypher. He is absolutely amazing. The band is amazing. So you got two for the price of one tonight. You got my rant about Faleena Hopkins. Go and look her up. Look up all the lawsuits. Share what's on my page. She has to be stopped because she is going to ruin it for all the indie artists out there, including my buddy Cyphier. And they will come back. We will play their new music. And with that, we're going to cut the show short tonight by about a minute and a half. And I just want to say thank you all for listening. Thank you all for being here. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, you are known by the company you keep, and you are known by the way you behave. And people will forget your name. They will forget what you look like. They will even forget what you're wearing. But they will never, ever, ever forget how you've made them feel. And I hope and pray that each one of you understand you are special to me. You are absolutely the most special people in the world to me because you support this show and you believe in this show. This is not my show, ladies and gentlemen. This is your show. I just facilitate it. I bring people on like Cyphier. That group is just phenomenal. They are simply amazing, and because of this show, they decided to do the second album. And now look at them. They are on tour. They're busier than a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. So I make a difference, hopefully, one guest at a time, and maybe one listener at a time. And if you want to achieve greatness, stop asking permission. Just go out and do it. But do not be a Faleena. Don't be a Faleena. Make it on your own, not on the hard work, sacrifice of others. Make it on your own. That is more gratifying. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to end the show tonight, and we will be back here tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time with an author. Her name is Julia, and we'll see what is on her mind. So join us again tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time when we are once more, as y'all all know us, off the chain. I am your host, Yvonne Mason, and we say adieu.
Hi, it's Jamie, Progressive's Employee of the Month, 2 months in a row. Leave a message at the... Hi, Jamie. It's me, Jamie. I just had a new idea for our song about the Name Your Price tool. So when it's like, tell us what you want to pay, hey, 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 and the trombone goes, blah, 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 and you say, we'll help you find coverage options to fit your budget. Then we just all do finger snaps while a choir goes, savings coming at ya, savings coming at ya. Yes? No? Maybe? Anyway, see your practice tonight. I got new lyrics for the rap break.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.